I sat at my desk, scrolling through my phone, when I saw her message. Late business meeting at the Grandview Hotel, room 412. Might be a long night. My sister, Lena, had been working grueling hours at her new consulting job, and I figured she was just venting about another endless day. Still, something about the message felt off. Why mention the room number? I shrugged it off as exhaustion on her part and sent a quick reply. Hope it's not too brutal. Text me if you need a coffee run. Little did I know that casual text would unravel a mess I couldn't have imagined. Lena had always been the organized one, the sibling who color-coded her planners and never missed a deadline. Her new job, though, seemed to push her limits. She'd been traveling nonstop, meeting clients in sleek hotels and conference rooms, always with a smile plastered on her face. But lately, she'd sounded drained, mentioning odd things like clients who were too friendly or meetings that felt more like interrogations. I figured it was just corporate life, but room 412 stuck in my mind. Why a hotel room for a business meeting? My gut churned and I couldn't shake the unease. An hour later, with no reply from Lena, I started overthinking. What if this wasn't a normal meeting? I'd read too many stories about shady deals or creepy bosses taking advantage of late-night work. My fingers hovered over my phone before I sent another text. Hey, you okay? Weird vibe about this hotel thing. I stared at the screen, waiting for the 3 dots to appear. Nothing. My heart raced. Was I being paranoid, or was something wrong? I grabbed my keys, deciding to head to the Grandview, just in case. The hotel lobby was all marble and chandeliers, the kind of place that screamed money. I fell out of place in my hoodie and jeans, but I marched to the front desk and asked about room 412. The clerk raised an eyebrow, saying they couldn't share guest information. Frustrated, I texted Lena again, I'm downstairs. You good? Still no response. My imagination went wild. Maybe she was stuck in some sketchy deal, or worse, someone had lured her there. I paced the lobby, debating whether to call the police or storm upstairs myself. Then my phone buzzed. Lena's name lit up the screen. What are you doing here? Meeting's fine, just intense. Stay put. Relief washed over me, but it was short-lived. Seconds later, another text. Actually, get up here. Now. My stomach dropped. I bolted to the elevator, ignoring the clerk's curious stare. The ride to the 4th floor felt eternal, my mind spinning with worst-case scenarios. Was she in trouble? Had my text tipped someone off? I knocked on room 412, heart pounding, ready for anything. The door swung open, and there was Lena, looking frazzled but unharmed. Behind her, the room was chaos. Papers strewn across the bed, laptops open, and 3 people in suits arguing loudly. What is this? I whispered. Lena pulled me inside, explaining in a hushed tone that her business meeting was actually a high-stakes negotiation with a rival firm. My text had spooked her team, who thought I was some kind of whistleblower. Apparently, my vague, weird vibe message had made them think their deal was compromised. The suits glared at me, one muttering about security breaches. Lena, trying to keep the peace, introduced me as her overly protective brother. The tension in the room was thick, but the argument resumed, now about contract terms instead of my texts. I stood awkwardly in the corner, watching Lena mediate like a pro. She was in her element, even if the situation was a mess. I realized in how much pressure she was under, juggling these corporate sharks while keeping her cool. By the time I left, the meeting was back on track, and Lena promised to call later with the full story. Driving home, I couldn't help but laugh at how my innocent text had turned a routine negotiation into a near disaster. Lena was fine, but I'd learned my lesson. Next time, I'd call before showing up. Still, I couldn't shake the pride I felt watching her handle the chaos. Room 412 wasn't what I'd feared, but it was a reminder. Lena could handle anything, even if her brother's paranoia almost derailed it all.